My name is Samantha Lazinski, and I've been with Lending Hearts for about 5.5 years now. In May 2011, I was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma at the age of 15. Shortly before I was to start my radiation treatments, my child life specialist came into my hospital room one day and was like, "Hey, I've heard of this really great organization called Lending Hearts. They're having this activity coming up. I really think you would enjoy it. You should go check it out." And from there I was like, yeah, that sounds like really cool. My mom was with me, and they were going to see a show at the O'Reilly Theater called Red, and I was like, that's like one of my favorite things to do. I love going to see shows. I was like, I definitely want to get involved and see what this is all about.
I first met Samantha when she came to our very first Lending Hearts programming activity. And at that time, Samantha was in the middle of her journey and experiencing all that she was at that time. And we were able to escape our current everyday situations by taking in a theatrical performance and putting our minds into that experience and leaving everything else behind. And that's when I really felt this is what Lending Hearts is here to do.
So when you're going through something as challenging as cancer, it's definitely really easy to get lost in kind of that whole setting. Like, that becomes like the focus of your life. I mean, your second home becomes the hospital. The doctors and nurses become your friends, and Lending Hearts, it gives kids something to look forward to that's not that.
The primary and initial focus of Lending Hearts programming was to offer consistent programming activities each month that were free and accessible for the children and their families. It would allow them to always have something to look forward to and keep them engaged. So by far, my favorite activity that I've gotten to do with Lending Hearts actually just happened a couple months ago. I got to participate in a ballet with a ballet company from Pittsburgh called Bodiography.
And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and...
The beginning of working together with Bodiography came simply from an idea of Maria Caruso's that we met to discuss about, and it took off from there.
When I met Vaso and when I learned about Lending Hearts, I became incredibly excited about the idea of engaging with children who have these heroic stories about fighting cancer and allowing them the opportunity to kind of fulfill that opportunity of telling somebody their story through their own movement, through their own body and their own physical self.
What was very exciting about this particular ballet and vision was that those who the ballet would be advocating for were actually going to be in the performance itself. And I think that was a special treat for not only us, but for Bodiography as well. And it took the experience to a whole nother level, as opposed to having professionals tell the stories by themselves. Now they're accompanied on the stage side by side by the person who lived it, who experienced it, and they brought it together, and they brought it to life together in a whole new artistic way now for the public to be a part of and to feel.
From the moment that I stepped into Bodiography, I didn't think that I was going to have to dance. I was like, oh, I'm just going to tell them my story, they're going to perform it, it's going to look beautiful. And I found out I had to dance, and I was like, deer in the headlights. I was like, I don't have dance experience.
I'm really excited because this is the first time Bodiography has ever put a participant, and more importantly a child, on stage telling that really heartfelt and intimate story about themselves.
And we kind of formed a thought out plan for ourselves to see if this is something that could really come to be. And as time was moving forward, we fortunately saw that it was going to happen. And then, okay, what were the next steps? And the next steps from there. And it turned into not only a special 1-month activity, but it was the rehearsals that led up to that big finale in the end.
We're here today at Bodiography Center for Movement, and I'm really excited because in a few minutes our children from Lending Hearts will be arriving, and we are going to have our first full rehearsal placing the ballet together. So it's a really big moment because they're going to see the ballet for the first time, which is awesome. I think they'll be very happy and very pleased with what we have come up with. So the game plan is that we're going to allow them to come in, sit, watch. We've been working together for about 4 or 5 months now, and this is our last rehearsal today, which is really exciting. It's our last rehearsal before the big performance. So what the children are going to see today is actually the professional company performing the material that they have helped us create. Hey guys! Oh, look at you guys, we're all ready! How are you? Wow, it's like a big moment, huh?
Well, this is exciting for us because it's the first time that the kids are going to get to see all of the movement that we put together based off of our conversations with them and working with them week after week on gestures that they've given us to tell their story. So it's exciting for us to get to share that with them, and then also today we're going to start piecing together the parts where they're dancing with us on stage. So I think it's really exciting for them to see what we're doing and then to get to share that with them later in rehearsal. So I'm excited.
Without further ado, let's go ahead to the other side, and then we'll also take a moment to look at costumes after we do our run, okay?
I guess I could say I'm a little nervous because it's such a personal story to get to tell. And so I think everyone's going to react differently to their story being told. And for us, we want to honor that. And so it's an opportunity for us to really to put our art out there and to share that with them and to see it impact their lives as well as ours.
So the families are now coming in to watch our show of the run-through for the first time. I think they'll enjoy it just because I don't think they are going to realize what we've come together and put together, and they're gonna see all their gestures all together, and I'm just so excited.
So I'm super excited because this is the first time that the kids are gonna see the show and everything, so we're hoping that everybody is gonna really enjoy it. We kind of put in every aspect of what they wanted along with what Maria wanted and made a big conglomeration of everything that hopefully is turning out to be everything everybody wants.
Music was upbeat and it was empowering and it was everything I wanted it to be.
It was really upbeat and just kind of light and playful, and I think that was a great way to go about it because these kids are telling these stories that at times can be so dark and scary, and really focusing on the positives of where they are now and what all they've overcome, and putting that into dance and just kind of saying, yes, you went through all these bad things, but here's where you are now, look how far you've come, and just how positive and uplifting that can be.
So the night has arrived. It's time for the premiere of The Lending Heart with the children, and we are so excited. I got this evening a tiara from the children, which I will very happily wear because I think it was just such a precious token of their experience. So I think they're really excited, a little nervous, but it's been an absolutely transformative experience, and watching them in rehearsal has been incredible. It's been very emotional, I think, for all of us, but we're totally excited, and I have my gown on and I'm ready to go out there, and they couldn't have picked a better tiara to match my gown, which I feel really excited about. So everyone's backstage getting ready, and we cannot wait to begin the show. So we'll see how it goes.
My name is Zaza, and I like to play with toys.
My name is Jamie Gary. I love to dance and read, and I love my family very much.
My name is Morgan Young, and I play softball, and I like to do crafts.
My name is Julia Parks. I like horseback riding, playing video games, and hanging out with my friends.
I'm Akio Bonga, and I love art projects and science.
My name is Samantha Lasinski. I love singing, animals, Disney World, and I have a passion for working with children.
My name is Olivia O'Neill, and I love the beach, Disney World, and French fries.
They wanted to tell the world what happened and how come they feel so good now. This fighting, this war that they had with this disease is now gone.
When each of these unique stories came together to form the ballet, it was like our own web coming, and we intertwined with one another because we had those similar connections, but it's still each person was unique in their own way. And you see that in the performance because each of their own movements, nobody has the same movements, and it's because it goes back to their personal stories. But when it all comes together, it tells the same story. And I think that's what really makes it such a beautiful form of imagery, because none of those details are lost on the way.
Overall, the final performance of Unseen by Bodiography I thought turned out amazingly. It was really upbeat, and it was so great to see everything come together. When we first started, I had no idea that is what it was going to turn out to be. I think my favorite part about it was how each of the kids came out with their dancers and did the routine, and then later on the dancers came out and did their own kind of rendition of their dance with their kid, and I thought it was really great to see kind of how, oh yeah, I remember that kid dancing, that's who they were partnered with. And I thought it was really cool how it connected like that.
I think when they're going through treatment and they're on that journey, they're caught up in it. And to think that at the end of the road, you're going to be dancing on stage, I don't think anybody would have ever thought for a second. I certainly never thought for a second. With every bad situation, there's the need to find the good in it. If you open your mind and you open your eyes and you open your heart, you'll find it at some point. But by doing that, you may be able to see or accomplish things that you never would have been able to before. And I think that's what we try to do as an organization. That's why the organization started, and I hope that that's a little bit of what maybe we can give to others as well, and through that providing hope.